Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Thank you for being here. I love and appreciate every single one of you. I love the support that I've been getting and it makes me feel super fulfilled and just loved. And so if you're new and you have the feeling within your heart that you want to be a subscriber, please push the subscribe button or the like and comment and let us converse and connect and resonate with each other. That is the full intention of my channel, as well as bringing you some clarity and upliftment and hopefully encouragement for the month readings. We are dealing with the sign of Pisces right now, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and this is for the month of June reading, and this is June 1st. Happy June, every Pisces. Wow, I mean, yeah, we don't need to get too into it. It's just still kind of, I'm trying to process it. Let me just say that. It's amazing. And time is so unusual because at one point, I like to keep busy and I generally, I've gotten better about that and trying to balance and so forth. But I have done so much less and have accomplished way less than I have in the last 2.5 months, and it still goes so incredibly quickly. So therefore I'm at the mercy of the incredible divine timing of life. And so I'm going to be reading, like I said, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I always recommend that you do check your Moon and Rising, however, because I have a rising in Pisces. And forgive me for not speaking that well, because I'm noticing, like I always do, that the retrogrades that have been heavily affecting us, and then there goes the throat chakra, have really affected my speech. And it happens every time. It's not a surprise, but there's 6 retrogrades by the end of this month in June. One of them being Mercury. So we're almost in the shadow period, and that's June 18th, and I already feel it. I just have always been that way. So I have a Pisces rising, and when I watch other YouTubes and my favorite tarot and psychic and intuitive readers, a lot of times my Pisces really resonates more than my sun sign, which is Libra. So who knew? I didn't know that for years, but I'm just saying, if you want a real full in-depth guidance reading, I think it's good to get the flavor of each of those. But so anyway, a little bit more about the astrology for June. Well, June is the 6th month, so it really, really represents balance. The 5th month in May was definitely more challenging, I would say, more transitional. And transitional things and transformation can be incredibly beautiful for us, but it's also challenging when it's first happening sometimes. I think the collective is really kind of vibing with the whole retrograde slow down process, which is kind of cool, because otherwise if all these planets had just hit us and we were just doing our regular thing, we're just boom, we'd really notice the difference. And that's, I believe, very true. However, to me, retrogrades are never a bad thing. It's never that at all. It's a time for reflection and really going inside. And Pisces, I don't think I need to really say this too much to you, but you get all of that. You're a water sign and you have this incredible empathic empathy for life, for your energy, for the surroundings, for the world. And you've got to be careful, in fact, and need to know the time to shut down and to take time for yourself. And this is the month. I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you are still working, but I feel like a lot are not. And there's so much creativity in you on a natural basis that this is time to just kind of bubble that all up and just kind of really have a better perspective, I guess, on how things are going to play out for you. And what I would have thought would have been this month, looking more towards the latter part and onward, but I'm just speaking of my own intuitive hits that I'm getting. And it's all going to be okay. I mean, 2.5, 3 months ago almost, I was told we would be maybe staying home from work for a couple of weeks. I was like, what? I haven't done that. I don't even remember how long. And here we are, almost 3 months. And you accept it. We acclimate very, very well. I don't think human nature gives each other enough credit for the way we have just taken in so much in such a little time, prospectively. So, yeah, we have the retrogrades, but we have the 2 eclipses. The first one, June 5th, this Friday, in Sagittarius. And that's absolutely going to bring out the energy of learning and communication and speaking and higher knowledge and study and, building your I can't even think. Building your ability to utilize your gifts to another level, and maybe just an entirely new occupation, new inspiration will come through, I love that. And then there's travel involved with Sagittarius. There's the arrow of just fire and passion and just pointing the direction of exactly where it is you want to be and go, and seeing that occurs. Even if you cannot physically do it, you can always start mentally. You can visualize that and bring it into your heart chakra and your solar plexus for the power and the trust and belief. So those are beautiful qualities to have come out. And then the second eclipse on the 21st of June in Cancer is very complimentary for you, sister water sign. Incredibly emotional, very heart-centered and important, with all the air quality that's been occurring in being in Gemini season right now. It's wonderful, it's active, it's kind of airy, and it's moving. It was a lot of earth before. So we're getting up from that, and we're starting to move, and we're starting to really speak, and we want truth, and we want justice, and we're certainly seeing that right now, right? I mean, this is absolutely perfect for what's happening. However, the air and whatnot is, it's about truth, it's about thinking, it's about strategizing things. And so we go from that and the fire to the compassion in our hearts for those that we love, for people, for family, for familiar things, for people from our past, because retrogrades definitely bring that into our lives. Constantly I've had that happen. You hear from somebody, you get a text or an email like, whoa, that's bizarre. I did not hear from that person from I don't even know how long. So it's a reminiscing, a reminding, a renewing, reviewing, reestablishing, all the re's. Very important time before going forward. And the changes occurring for July, which I think are going to feel a lot more steady and just I think we'll be more ready, steady and ready. So I'm going to be reading to you from the tarot deck I'm using this month, which is the Connolly tarot deck, and I love it because it's vibrant and full of color and beautiful illustrations, and the back looks like clouds, for our imagination. We're a lot of times Pisces, we like to go into the clouds, into our imagination, to fantasize and to just imagine the most beautiful, incredible things, heart-loving things. So I'm going to do 4 major categories, and I will lay them out, and then I'm wanting to finish with 3 of my favorite oracles for you and the messages that they bring for your guidance and love. Kind of opening up your mind to, different ideas and encouragement. So the 4 categories are as follows, but before I start, I always like to do the foundation, which is super important for the month. This is the basis of everything. This is how you feel and how you're standing and kind of how you feel about the whole situation. And you have the Page of Wands. You're right in tune. You're totally picking up on the energy of the fiery Sagittarius eclipse happening. The motivation, the drive, the passion, the power to start something new, that youthful, beautiful new kind of beginning and purity to it, I want to say. There's this real sincere purity to ideas and inspiration for what it is that you'd like to achieve. All in the planning stages, though, like I said, this month. No need to push forward. You can do that, but I always recommend in retrogrades, especially with all of the retrogrades happening, that you really just kind of fine-tune it, With the Mercury retrograde happening in Cancer, also complementary to you, but also going to be very much of a sensitive retrograde when it comes to communications and how we are trying to converse or speak. Things could be taken a little bit in the wrong way, perhaps. People might be uber sensitive, and we just have to be aware of that. You yourself might be, so please don't take it to heart if you feel like somebody's being really straightforward or harsh, because there's going to be a lot of that in the air. There's intensity, but I feel like all of it is working towards the once again, the truth, the earnest, honest truth that's going to set us free and move us in the direction we need to do or be. So that's your foundation. Or you may be very in touch with a fire sign, which is Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. And the pages like to bring in information that has to do with that particular energy. So it's about the intentions you have and the passions that you have, for what you'd like to do and what you'd like to achieve in your life. So the first card, also overall energy for the month. Ooh, okay. You have the 10 of Swords. Just what I was saying. So many thoughts, so many conversations, so much contradiction. Mind, cerebral, communications, confusion. Huge. Not just with you, Pisces, but I can imagine anybody not recognizing that at this point in time, real time, right now as I speak. And throughout the month, to be able to sort things out and dissect and discover. But the 10 is beautiful because whereas there's strife and disagreements and really, really sleepless nights, thinking and overthinking and trying to analyze and trying to come up with understanding about things, it's over. It's a new cycle with the 10. So many of these confrontations, these demonstrations, there will be peace, there will be a settling of some sort. What, I can't say, but it's very prominent. And once again, we're in Sun season Gemini, so it's very much about the communication, the reaching out and trying to connect and network and get together as a whole, as a global. So important right now. Very, very, very topical. And knowing that we're always divinely guided too. And I love the stars that show we're part of the one. We're all connected, right? I love that. I like the idea that strife and that it's going away. It's been there for a while and it's time for it to go away. The second is under the category of possible blessings or obstacles. This has been repeated quite a bit in the other readings. If it wasn't the first one, it's definitely been the first or the second category. And you have the Ace of Swords. So once again, right back where I said, the desire to communicate what you're feeling and truth. The beginning of real truth coming through. The beginning of real opportunity to express yourself in whatever form that may be, written, spoken, media, media like internet or YouTube or blogs or whatever it is, whatever works for you, writing a book, creating, expressing, letting it out. Fresh start. The eclipses bring in and they take out things very rapidly. I feel new energy, new ideas, new resolutions to the spoken word, to agreements And once again, maybe also very prominently involved, because this is 2 now, with you in regards to an air sign, or maybe you have a lot of air in your chart, Pisces. But there's the blue, which is the third eye, and there's this deep blue reception of intuition and messages and guidance if we choose to listen and sit and take the time to really take it in and be introspective. This is the time. Nature, whatever you need to do. The third category is under the category of love. And you know you love love because you are love. And you have the 4 of discs. Interesting. Well, this has to do with security. And sometimes people think there's a sense of wanting to kind of hoard and maybe be stingy with it, to preserve. Well, the coins and the pentacles have to do with the earth element. So that is the Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. So you may have somebody in your life having to do with your love who really doesn't want to share you. You know, I mean, this is a time when a lot of people have been sheltering in together as a couple. And it can be incredibly beautiful and sometimes a little challenging, I'm sure. I wouldn't know. I'm not doing that. But there's this definite need for protection of you. And you know, with the earth sign, there's this grounded, sensible, kind of loving, nurturing, loyal, permanent type of energy. So maybe you're involved with an earth sign. Maybe you love that feeling of, you know, something that grounds you more, Pisces. Because being as psychic and intuitively inclined as you are, you do need to kind of bring yourself down, especially with Neptune going into retrograde in your sign later in the month. Really want to be sure that you're aware of really what's happening. You know, there's such confusion sometimes, but it'll bring the truth to you, I promise. But yeah, there's deep and solid, permanent love in your life. And like I said, it doesn't look as though this person or these friends or these associates or whatever it is, they're not really necessarily wanting to share you so much. They want you to themselves. If it isn't with the person and you're speaking of the love you have for money, you're kind of really being a little more frugal. And it's understandable because there's still a lot of people waiting on money, myself included. And so, yeah, just being smart and, you know, strategic is good. So that's your love category. Interesting. It's an interesting perspective on that. But it is love nonetheless. And then the last category is under the category of finances. Very important. Oh, yes, I love this for you. The Knight of Pentacles. Boop. Once again, the earth qualities. So you have the pentacles, which is our fundamental needs and money. You know, what we need to live, to survive. And the Knight of Pentacles is, in fact, you may have heard this before, but out of all the Knights, it is the slowest moving. So if you're waiting on money, or you have been, it is absolutely coming. But because of the enormity of the amount of people waiting on it, it is a matter of a time frame that has to be dealt with patience. And I think you're capable of that. I think at this point, if I may say so, I'm getting that you just kind of have surrendered it and said, it's all going to be okay, and it's going to work out exactly when it needs to, because you're absolutely right. But when it comes, it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be longer lasting and more of a permanence, such as this relationship. So I love getting any kind of indication about money when with the earth sign, because that's the stability of it. That's the grounded, continuous, prosperous energy that I like seeing for you when it comes to money. So congratulations with that. Do write a comment if you are waiting and you have received it. I would love that. That would mean a lot to me. And then so I can say in finishing the theme for me, for you, that I'm seeing you're fairly well-rounded, but basically you've got the importance of registering and regulating your thoughts that are keeping you or making you feel in any way uncomfortable or not at ease, and to feel free to speak your truth at all times, knowing it comes from a place of love and holding a space for the collective in that way at all times, for the fairness and justice that needs to be served. Writing a book, creating, and bringing that out into the light, maybe a song or something with you. And then the other being the stability and the grounded aspect that you can feel with the slowing down of things. I've known a lot of Pisces that are very hard workers, so this is your time. If you have been working, I'm hoping you'll have some time to take off of work and maybe stay in the near area or what have you, but go into the nature aspect of things. It's so healing for you. So I like that as well. I'm going to read to you from 3 of my favorite oracles now in closing, and the messages that are brought to you, specifically Pisces, for the month of June. And sometimes it'll resonate right at the beginning, like today, and sometimes middle, and sometimes the end. So you can watch at the beginning now, and then later the month, and see how things have changed up. It's always kind of fun. I love doing that. So the special energy and messages from the Oracle and Divinity of the Super Attractor Manifestation deck for you, is right there. And then I'll go into the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. You know how much we love the hidden realms because they're so present. And they come, and the messages come in so many different forms. So every time I've pulled this for this month, there's never been a repeat. It's always been directly and specifically for that sign. And this is the one for you. And then the last but not least, the Healing of the Angels deck by Doreen Virtue for that special, loving, angelic message and guidance to guide you through this month. Perfect. So the message from the Super Attractor Manifestation card, of course, how we can manifest our lives by feeling it into existence. When I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. I always get emotional when I read that. It's very, very true. And when you let go, it just all seems to come in, and there's that guidance that's like you've never known before. And I pray that's exactly what you'll be feeling this month, with the time to stop and take in the enormity of the love and messages that will be brought to you. Next, under the category of the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, I have picked for you the Horse King, Assistance and Control, and that's number 42. And that becomes a 6. So we have a second 6, which is once again about the balance, but not just within yourself, with the exterior aspect of life. So it's a all-encompassing, and it's from others and people that care and want to support. I love that. That's the ultimate in balance. And I'll read to you what the message says. So 42, that's right at the back, actually. I think it's the last one. Yeah, I think there's only 40. Nope, there's 43 messages. Okay. All right, the Horse King. The Horse King always comes to lend you the power to go the distance, forging ahead whatever the weather. You will most certainly reach your perfect destination with this noble ally. He lets you know that some person or circumstances brought through synchronicity will certainly appear to help you with your endeavors. You aren't meant to go this part of this journey alone. Oh, I love that. That's what I said, the help of others, the 6. This is also an important time to delegate authority to others so that they may assist you. Currently, you're magnetic to powerful people who are in a position to help make your dreams come true. The Horse King asks that you remain open to those who are sent to aid you. You can be assured that you will be lifted up and will ride high in victory. Whew, that's a beautiful, beautiful, loving, and potent message for you. So many blessings there to you, Pisces. And last but not least, from the healing angels, we have surrender and release. That's it. I mean, I literally was just listening to somebody that was making it abundantly clear that the push, 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 push is not at all in line with the give and take reciprocity that the nature and the laws of attraction and the universe are really requiring of us. They're saying give, push, and then release and allow, surrender, and just let it happen. And man, that feels good even saying that to you. So I hope that you resonate with this right this moment. But even if you don't, trust and believe. I think you're going to feel it as the month goes on. Be loving and good and kind to yourself as much as you are to others. You know you deserve it right back tenfold. And it's time. So allow that in. Thank you again for taking the time and supporting me. And I hope that you'll stop by again next month. I do mid-months, and I also like to upload something daily, to be honest. So push this notification bell that lets you know when I upload.